Dude, how do you lose to the Red Wings? Dude, I don't know, but more importantly, have you seen the prices for playoff tickets?
Bro, I know. It's insane. We gotta make some cash quick.
Yeah, but where are we gonna come up with $1,500 in a month? Man, I don't know.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Bake sale.
OnlyFans. I like your idea better.
Same.
Low quality fans of a high quality Bruins team that is a dub! Probably. Half a dub? Maybe 2 dubs? I don't know. We're doing a double header. I'm recording this before the game today, Sunday, against Detroit, the back-to-back that we were having. Technical difficulties last night, as well as having to work late, really threw everything out of whack. So I thought I'd record this before this next game, that I'm just going to assume we won. Huh. Yeah, that's on me. And see how that turns out. I'm also recording before this next game because, superstition-wise, I'm wearing our unluckiest jersey. Wore it for Saturday's game, and it started rough, but we pulled it out. Steen made it happen. We appreciate you, Steen. Hasn't been called up at all this season, but we appreciate you. And I didn't want to wear it for the second game, so I had to make a video in this. You get it. You guys get it. We're playing Detroit, who has punted on the season. Totally punted on it. They're not really back in the race for Bedard, but they are going to try to crater as much as they can to try to get another high pick. They traded away, obviously, Bertuzzi as well as a couple other pieces and got some good picks back. Their deadline was good if you look at it as that rebuilding, retooling kind of stance. Really disappointing for their fans, though, who are hoping to try to make a push towards the playoffs this year. Basically, since that weekend where they played Ottawa and they got outscored 12-3 in 2 games, they've lost 6 of their last 7, and the only win came against the Blackhawks. They're bottom 3rd in the league in basically any stat that matters, and you would assume that's going to get worse. Like I said, they're trying to get back in the Bedard race, but their odds are they're already so far above like 8 different teams down there. They're probably not going to get Bedard, but who knows? They do not have Fabry, Rasmussen, or Pysyk playing. Us, on the other hand, we're going to have Ullmark starting, who, tough start, but it would get better. Hall and Foligno still out, of course. We're getting mixed news about that. Hall potentially skating with the team this upcoming week, but everybody who's actually in the building is kind of also saying, like, yeah, but we're still looking at playoffs for when they return. So not exactly sure where we're going with that. We are still number 1 in defense, number 2 in offense, number 1 on the penalty kill, and now number 9 on power play. We are about to fall out of the top 10 because we are rocking about a 10% success rate on the power play in the last month and a half, 2 months. It's been real bad. Really, really bad. We will see if Orlov is able to fix that, as he has taken over for McAvoy on the first power play unit. The second unit going McAvoy and Lindholm, which I actually really enjoy, and that both of them are offensively talented enough where I don't think that loses you anything. I think we're blessed where we can have, even if we wanted to run 2 defensemen on the first power play unit, I mean, McAvoy and Orlov, or Lindholm and McAvoy, however you want to do it, you're still looking pretty good for puck-moving guys who can get a real nice shot on net. Just my opinion on that one. Bertuzzi bumps Zacha off the second line. It's a change that I was expecting to see eventually. Didn't expect it this soon. And really looks good, but we'll get to that. And Zacha will drop back down to the third line, who noticeably looked worse. An interesting development there. Orlov is back up with McAvoy. Forbort takes a break this time. Grizz goes with Clifton as your third pairing. I wanted to see that pairing because you have to try it. A lot of people complained about Grizz still being in the lineup. We have to see a bunch of different pairings to know what we want to roll out against different teams in the playoffs. This is an important step, a painful step at times, but an important step. You have to know how these guys work together and get them comfortable with each other. Obviously, Grizz and Clifton have had plenty of shifts together in the past. They're just not a mainstay, duo. Worth mentioning now, Orlov is the fastest defenseman to 10 points in franchise history, needing only 7 games to get there. The previous best was 11. We are now the fastest team to reach 50 wins in a season, beating the Red Wings from the early 2000s. Right? Something like that. We did it in 2 less games. We needed 64 games. They needed 66 because they're scrubs. Absolute scrubs. And we've clinched. Love to see it. I saw a lot of people saying, why do you care? I care because it's fun. Like, obviously we already clinched, but it's fun. I don't know. It's fun to me. That's why I care, at least. But let's talk about this game, shall we? Like, comment, subscribe, Discord, Twitter, Patreon. Puck drops! Oh, Short Shift Pod. Again, thank you for all the people listening to that. Puck drops! 110 in. A disaster. Not in the first step. The first step was Cider for tripping. We're gonna go to the power play. 1 minute and 10 seconds in. Great. And this fucking power play, man. Krejci tries to enter the zone, and with the most predictable, we do it so often, predictably dishes it right off to his left to the guy on the point as he crosses the blue line. And this is such an easy interception by Kopp. Jumps on it, skates it down the other way. No one's turned yet, so it's a 2-on-1. We play the pass. So Kopp from the right circle, bottom of the right circle, gets a free chance in on Ullmark. Hell of a shot. He goes blocker side just above the leg pad, and it's 1-0 on a short-handed goal on the first shot of the game for the Red Wings. And I looked down at the Steen jersey and went, I should take you off, but I didn't. And then we almost gave up another one to Suter, who was chasing down a clearance and got there first and had sort of a breakaway in on Ullmark, but Orlov was there to disturb it just enough to prevent him from getting a real chance. And then I looked at the Steen jersey and I went, no, give it a chance. 3:19 in. Krejci is going to go for a hooking. Penalty kill time. Looked at the Steen jersey, but no, we're keeping it on. In a really impressive power play by Detroit. I actually want to give them a lot of credit here because this was a tic-tac-toe. It was Larkin from the slot to Perron on the left circle, and McAvoy doesn't even chase. He just moves his body a little bit and addresses who has the puck. In a second, he does it. Perron with a beautiful, hard, low pass to Chiasson, who gets a backdoor tap-in 2-0 power play goal. And I look at the Steen jersey! But we decided to keep it on. And the period will end that way. We do get another power play when Hag goes for hooking late in the period. We're not going to do anything with that. And to start the second, we had about 20-something seconds of that power play. Nothing happening. So after one, it's 2-0. Ullmark didn't have the greatest period. The team as a whole, I think the vibe is just stay healthy, get through these last 18 games or whatever. Who cares? The results aren't that important. We don't care about the regular season all that much. We are in the playoffs. You want to keep home ice advantage at this point. That's fine. But these games you don't have to kill yourself over. You just don't want to get rusty. You want to keep good habits. So I didn't expect this team to come out and just demolish everyone. But I did expect, something. And boy, did I get it. First of all, Ullmark comes back out. Recently lost his dog, as many of you know. I didn't want to bring that up in the previous video because I was going to let it just circulate through other sources. I don't like being first on news like that, the first person telling you that. But he did lose his dog. It's just personal. I don't like getting involved in these guys' private lives. Anyway, lost his dog, which is terrible. And I have been there, and I'm afraid of being there again. So that's a whole thing. He breaks out a helmet that has his pup on the helmet for the second period. And he did not allow another goal. And if that doesn't bring a tear to your eye, you got to work on yourself. Go to therapy. 2:18 into the second period. Velino is going to go for tripping. We're going to go to the power play. And honestly, not a bad power play, but Hellberg was really, really good in this one. So we're going to give them credit. The power play looked a lot better, though. I want to say that. Not a lot of moral victories to take right now, though. 9 minutes into the second, we're outshooting them 12-1. And that would continue. I think we outshot them 18-2 in the period. And we were outchancing them, scoring chances, 11-0 by the end of the period. We crushed them through the second. I know we've talked about this all season, but last year's second period was not kind to us, or really the last 4 years. So it's still weird to say that out loud. And then we get a bounce, 7:17 in. We are back in their zone, and we have been completely dominating up to this point. And the puck gets bumped up to Lindholm toward the center of the blue line. He opens a lane to the net, just a little bit of movement, and throws it on net. Not expecting to score, probably looking for a tip, but it gets through a bunch of legs, might have gotten tipped somewhere along the way, and then goes blocker post and in. And he's just like, ah! Everyone stops for a second and goes, oh, it's in the net, woo! We get a bounce. We needed a bounce. It is 2-1. We're right back into it. About 45 seconds later, it appears that we gave it right back. The Red Wings get set up in our zone, and it looks like a cross-slot pass to Larkin that he buries short side. It goes post off of Ullmark's back and in. But to open up that chance, Larkin had to slash Krejci's stick out of his hands. That's the only reason that was a possibility for that scoring chance. Now, you cannot review a goal and then call a penalty that happened a couple seconds beforehand. What I believe happened is one of the refs ran over and was like, no, I was calling a penalty on that play right before the shot. I believe that's what happened. And so they discussed it, waived it, and then moved on. I wasn't able to listen to this game because I was at work, so most of it was muted. So I believe that's what happened. If they said something else on the broadcast, sure, let me know. But we're going back to the power play. And we've got a fresh game. Somewhat mirroring Detroit's successful power play. It's Orlov on the point. High slot on that blue line. He's going to dish it down to DeBrusk in the left circle. And DeBrusk, head up the entire time. No look. Flings it to Bergeron, who's in the slot. Not so much a backdoor tap in, but buries it 5-hole off the one-timer. And it's 2-2 power play goal. We'll take it. We will take it. 3:13 left. Scary moment as Seider takes a puck to the head and immediately goes down. They blow the play dead immediately, even though Carlo has a one-on-one with Hellberg with a little bit of an angle. I'm glad they blew this down, though, because player safety is very, very important. Had this happened and Seider was nowhere close to the play, you would continue that play for at least another 5 or 6 seconds, right? But because of where he got hit, like right on the chin by the puck, it was a pasta shot, it got deflected right up. You got to blow it dead for not only the fact that he got hit in the head, but Carlo would have had to shoot over him or somewhat over him. Like it was there, the angle was there to get a shot on net. And now you're really risking player safety by allowing a play to continue where that guy's directly there. So I am glad they blew it dead. I'd like for them to do that with our players as well. Player safety is too important to not... I mean, yes. Hey, that could have changed the game. It's a game. That's the thing. Player safety is too important. So we are going to end the period 2-2. Again, outshot them 18-2 in the period. Just absolute domination. They would push back in the third, though. We're 23 seconds in. Lindholm's going to go for interference. We kill it beautifully. But midway through the third, Chason gets a free bid from 5 feet out. It's the plays behind Ullmark. Puck gets bumped out. We've got too many guys puck watching. And Ullmark with the glove save, point blank. Just hot dogging too, he does this thing, like Hasek would go nuts after a big save. He'd like fling around his shoulders a little bit. Wow, would have the big exaggerated moves and then pump everybody up. And Ullmark like makes the big save and then sits. It's just what he does, and I kind of dig it. I like big celebrations too, but a save that saved the game for sure. 6:06 left. Detroit, they're pushing back. I spent a couple shifts set up in our zone, and finally we push it the other way. And this is a nothing play. It's the fourth line who had been brilliant all game. Greer into the zone, flings it on net, gets deflected off a defender's stick, so it comes up at Hellberg, deflects off of him, like he makes the save. But he goes to grab it, and it bounces out and to his right. And Hathaway's just there to clean it up. Picks it up, Dunkaroonie and cheese, his first as a Bruin. And the genuine excitement of Hathaway to score. Oh, he was pumped. You love to see that. You do love to see that. Starting to sort of maybe kind of like the guy. Just a little bit. 3-2, that's your game winner. They do pull their goalie with about 2 minutes left. We can't find a way to bury it. No big deal. Game notes. Bertuzzi on the second line fucking works. That second line was brilliant. And yeah, they didn't have all the results that you wanted, but they were dominant, they were in the zone a ton, and they could move the puck. That is a real option for us. I know people don't like the check line being split up, and the third line did get weaker. Let's see if they can pick up their play, because that second line was so freaking good after that first 10 minutes or so of the game. I want to keep them together for now and just see how that goes. Also, the fourth line, they're starting to gel. Greer, Nosek, Hathaway, fantastic. And actually got the puck moving, not just defensively, which they were very good defensively, but got the puck moving up the ice so frequently. So frequently. I'm just really, really impressed with that. Really impressed with them. And the only other note I really have is that's a tough start to go down 2 goals real early. But tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. They go up by 2 goals, and weren't you just like, there is a lot of time left. There is a lot of time left. There's no way that Detroit team is confident that they've won this game yet. There's no way the Bruins feel like they've lost this game yet. I was not worried. I don't think you were either. A few people messaged me like, woof, and I was like, we've still got it. And they agreed. They didn't argue about it. They're like, yeah, no, we do still got it. That's just, this team does not get buried from the first puck drop and never recovers. Like, we've lost bad games, don't get me wrong, but no. I was pretty confident that was going to be a win one way or another. We'll see about the game that starts in about 40 minutes. I'm pumped for that too. So for now, go Bees. Go Bees! And I'll see you guys in just a little bit. Welcome to game 2. Do I do it again? Low quality fans. High quality Bruins team. Not a dub. Whoops. That's on me. I was confident going into this one that we would get a better effort than what we got in the start of Saturday's game. But it turns out we walked into that locker room of Detroit and just went, double it and give it to the next person. Not realizing we were the next person, so we decided to go down by 4 goals this time, and we once again scored 3 in a row, but obviously 4 is more than 3, meaning by the transitive property, that's an L, a big old L. I'm not going to break down what Detroit is again, because you probably should know that if you've already watched 15 minutes of this video. But I will break down what we are again. Swayman is going to get the start this time. Look, not good. Don't get me wrong. Not good. When you break down the plays that he got scored on, not exactly fair either. Not super fair. We really could have used a big save, though, and this is the NHL, so they don't ask how, they ask how many. And yes, Swayman being 1 goal better would have obviously made a huge difference. Hall and Foligno, of course, are still out, but now Lindholm is as well with a foot injury. Monty said his foot is swollen from blocking a shot, but he should play Tuesday against Chicago. We'll see if that actually happens. Bertuzzi's going to stay on the second line. Zacha's going to go to the third, and then everything's going to get the fuck blended out of it about, I don't know, 30 minutes into this one. It got bad. Forbort is back in. Obviously, there is room due to the Lindholm injury. Orlov will go with Carlo. Grizz will go with McAvoy. And Grizz looked a lot better, but we know he looks good with McAvoy. It's about where else he can play. It's a whole different conversation. But let's talk about this game, shall we? Puck drops. It's a scary start. Bertuzzi, bad turnover in the ozone. Foligno immediately takes off and gets what looks like it's going to be a long breakaway. We're just a minute in, and Carlo gets on his horse, diving play to swat the puck away from behind Foligno, and Swayman still has to make an awkward toe save off the drifting puck. That would be, in my opinion, like the only good play Carlo had. He had a really rough game. And I think it's due to something, which we're going to talk about in a moment. Oh, wait, no, it's due to this moment. After that diving play, he tries to steady himself. He's still sliding forward and then trips and goes right into the boards, goes right down the tunnel, does come back, but he didn't play well the rest of the game. It kind of was a scary... I don't assume he has a concussion, obviously. I don't think that's what it is, but he obviously did not feel comfortable for the rest of the game. He really struggled in a lot of moments. 11:42 left of the period. Bergeron is speared in the throat by Seider. I don't know why everyone likes to hit Bergeron in the face. We're going to go on the power play. And the power play, I shouldn't have said this out loud, looked good. Looked better. Didn't score. Not a lot of moral victories right now, but they looked better. So you kind of take that at the moment, right? Right. And then it's going to be the Red Wings' turn. 8:45 left. Greer is going to go for interference. We're going to have the penalty kill. We have the #1 penalty kill in the league. I can't remember the last time we have allowed multiple power play goals in a game. Detroit's power play is pretty good, I guess, even though they're not ranked well. They don't score a lot on it, but they do against us because 7:38 left of the period. They're about a minute into their power play, and they just set up, and it's a nice feed to Larkin in the slot. We gave Larkin room every power play for them. We just let him exist in the slot, and he's arguably the most dangerous guy on the ice during the power play. But either way, so it's a nice feed to him in the slot. Swayman saw something else, and this is the worst one on him. He goes all the way to the right post, thinking it's going across the slot to the left circle. Quickly realizes his mistake and starts coming back the other way and makes the initial save on Larkin. But of course, that's an awkward sliding save, so there's no rebound control on that. He's just trying to get in the way at this point. So it bounces out to the right, and Chason just out-muscles Carlo for a tap-in. I don't know why he was given this prime real estate. If you're not going to cover the guy in the slot, you better be clear in the front of the net. And instead, Chason out-muscles Carlo and just taps it in for a 1-0 lead on the power play. I didn't lose faith. I didn't think we were losing this game. Just a tough way to start, right? Midway through the first. That's okay. We can get it back. 55 seconds left of the period. There's going to be a little scrum after McAvoy hits Chason. Left his skates to hit him, so I was surprised we didn't go on the penalty kill for this. But there's a ton of confusion, a lot of pause time. Osterley, Zarnak, McAvoy, and Nosek will all be going to the box, but it does stay 5-on-5. I guess a bunch of offsetting penalties. And they decided not to do 4v4 or anything like that because it was after the whistle kind of stuff. As the period expires, though, Marchand will go for cross-checking. Bit of a weak call. It is what it is, though. We're going to go 1-0 into the first intermission. Outshot 8-4 in the period, but not too big of a deal. Second period starts. Detroit gives up a 2-on-1 immediately on their power play. And we go, Hathaway goes posting out, all right? You feel good right now. You're down a goal to the Detroit Red Wings. You're not worried right now, right? Right. We kill off the penalty. You're even more not worried now. Even less worried. 5:20 in. Osterley for tripping. Power play against the Red Wings. Yeah, the power play is in a slump, but come on. We can put something together here, right? I'm getting so fucking sick of harping on the power play. You know, through an 82-game season, there's a lot of things that you have to mention repetitively. Like, you have to repeat yourself at times. But you hope that it does transition. You have a flaw here, you talk about it a lot, it gets better, you talk about a different flaw. But the power play for the last 2 months has been atrocious. And I'm sick of talking about it. Pasta on the blue line, receives a pass from Orlov, has time to do something, but stands still and plays with it until he gets stripped by Seider. And he is going to go for a breakaway and go backhand Bardowski glove side on Swayman. Gorgeous finish. Oh, love to watch that guy play hockey. But it's 2-0 on a shorthanded goal. That's back-to-back games with a shorthanded goal allowed. Not good, but hey, we've been here before. A lot of game left. 2-0. We can come back from that. We can come back from that. You're still not worried. 10:26 left of the period. Nosek goes for tripping. They set up immediately on the power play. Once again, we leave Larkin all alone in the middle of the slot, and he is wide open to go top blocker corner on Swayman. 3-0 power play goal for them. So for those of you keeping track at home, we've allowed a power play goal, then a shorthanded goal, and then another power play goal. The special teams are not vibing right now. It's an atrocity. It was so bad. But hey, be honest with yourselves. You still thought we were winning this game. Down 3 goals. This team can turn it on and score 3 goals. You would have been right if you had said that exact statement out loud. Well, 8:24 left. Kubalik for slashing to the power play. I screamed out, decline it! Don't do it! It's a trap! They took it anyway. Now, we don't do anything with that power play, because obviously. And then with 4:52 left of the period, a nothing play. This was a bounce. This was a bounce for them. And this is why hockey is random, right? Is you try to put yourself in the best situation to win the game, but sometimes a bounce doesn't go your way. But when you've allowed 3 special teams goals against you, you haven't put yourself in a position to win. These bottom-feeding teams, no offense, Detroit, but these bottom-feeding teams rely on keeping the game close and getting a bounce. That's the game plan if you're not a great team, particularly offensively. Well, this is a nothing play. Berggren on the blue line, right point, throws it on net, appears to maybe get tipped, I'm not so sure, goes blocker post, high post, to glove post, down out. Swayman doesn't know where the puck went because you try tracking a puck after it hits off both your posts. And Ernie is there. Nice name, by the way. I know I say this every year about Ernie. He just has a funny last name. Just swats it into the net before Swayman can locate it. It's a good bounce. It's a good bounce. But you've put yourself in a position where a good bounce could end the game. And that's your game-winning goal, by the way. Fucking yikes. Anyway, it's 4-0. Did you think we still had a chance? Because I did. I went, okay, you need 1 before the end of this period. And then you need 1 in the first 5 minutes of the third, and then it's on. And it starts out that way. 3:07 left of the period. The check line is back together. Bertuzzi's up on the top line. DeBrusk is on the third. We take the zone. Pasta on the left wall. Hits the brakes hard. His defender goes past him. He turns, and he's going to fling this across the crease to Grizz, who's in that right circle. He's a late trailer, so no one's covering him. And he's going to go high blocker beautifully. 4-1. In about a minute and a half, he gets the same chance again and misses the net. It would have been just, the place would have exploded. Obviously, this is an away game, but the place would have exploded if he scored again in the same fashion. But it's 4-1. We're going to go 4-4 for the last couple minutes of the period. Nothing happens to that. Coyle and Kubalik offsetting, roughing. It is what it is. Go into the third. You're down 3 goals. Score early. Detroit's way better than us in the first 4 minutes. They really are. They're all over us. And we have some scary moments with Swayman and the defense hold. And it results 3:37 into the period. Clifton, directly in front of Swayman, just flips the puck up and tries to get it out. But it lands in our zone right in front of Seider. But like 2 feet in front of Seider, right? And by that, I mean in front of his stick, right? Like it would be tough to reach it. And Seider hesitates. Tries to make a play on the puck. Doesn't back up. Doesn't really move forward. He's flat-footed. DeBrusk jumps on it. Goes right by Seider. And that's a breakaway. And patented DeBrusk breakaway move. Leg lift. Go high blocker. Sinks it. It's 4-2. We're less than 4 minutes in to the period. We thought we were winning this game, didn't we? We did, didn't we? If you hadn't turned the game off at this point, you went, okay, here we go. Greer went to the room at one point. He did come back. I didn't see what happened, so apologies there. 5:25 in. Larkin gets a chance to ice this one. Breakaway in on Swayman. Goes 5-hole. Swayman appears to tip it slightly. It goes through his legs and then post and out. We're still alive. And then 6:24 in. Pasta redemption arc, baby. Zacha takes the zone, dishes it off to Pasta. Pasta is in the high slot, and the defense back up. Just give him all sorts of room. I have no idea why. Gives him enough time and space to just go bar down ski blocker's hide. And it's 4-3. And we still have 13 minutes left to play. And we pushed, 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 and we just couldn't find another goal. We couldn't get that bounce. We didn't deserve that bounce. Sometimes you just don't. We deserve to lose this game. And there's a lot to learn from this game. Obviously, special teams need to tighten up. You got to be aware of that guy in the fucking bumper position. I know, shocking. But all in all, that's just a well-deserved loss. We've talked about well-deserved loss a couple times this year. 3 or 4 of them we really deserve to lose. We are now up to 15 losses on the season because we're butt cheeks. No, seriously. One other thing that was a little weird. 2:23 left. Swayman is going to go to the bench. And we had been so good up to this point. We were crashing down on them. And a piece of me went, why? Honestly, why? We, on 5-on-5, had been pretty dominant this period. Why are we pulling our goalie to make an odd man situation when every odd man situation, including the ones where we have the extra guy, we have been horrible in? And we never really sniff a scoring chance in the last 2 minutes. I mean, we're in the zone. There's 14 faceoffs that get taken. We lose a bunch of them. We never really had a great chance. Then 23 seconds left. Kopp is going to hit the empty netter from the neutral zone. 5-3 final. And just a disappointing effort. Aggravating. We talk about resting players and, you know, these games don't really matter that much up until the playoffs now. It doesn't mean you don't show up at all. It doesn't mean you don't play for 40 minutes. They gave up so much opportunity. And the laziness, man. We don't need you to bust your ass like crazy. You want to stay healthy. But the pasta turnover on the blue line when you're just standing fucking still. What is that? What is that? Just show a little hustle. Get the puck moving. The power play is stagnant as all hell. But we've known that. I'm sick of harping on the same crap. I really am. And I'm going to be very honest. I'm still feeling really good, obviously. That's our 10th regulation loss on the season. On the season. We're at game 65. Like, I feel fine. But I just... What the fuck with the power play? Get it going. There's no reason we shouldn't have a decent power play. And if we're going to keep rocking at 10%, I know we're ranked 10th in the league or whatever it is, but that's because we started hot on it. But the past couple months have been atrocious. And I'm not going to just wave that away. Power plays are a huge part of the playoffs. It's a huge benefit to have a good power play. You got to start scoring on some of them. I don't need a 30% power play like the fucking Oilers. But give me a 20%? 1 out of every 5? That seems fair. That seems fair to me. I don't know. I'm not too bummed. We split the home and away matchup with Detroit. We have 4 more games on the road in a row. Chicago's next. Do not make me watch a Chicago game where we lose. Don't do that to me, please. I don't deserve that. Just go kick the crap out of the Chicago team, please. Please? Thank you. Go Bees. Go Bees!